everyone. Good morning. We are waiting to see who else is going to come in. Hello, hello. I'm doing something fun today. I did see it on Dolls by Christina and I loved it, and I thought, how awesome. I could talk to my friends, do the tag, answer the questions. I thought, how fun is that gonna be? So, that's what we're going to be doing today. Hello, let me know if you are here. Don't forget to sign in and say hello. This is a Christmas in July tag, and I saw it over at Cuddles by Christina, and she got it from at Dolls in the Cradle. How awesome is that? Hi Dee, how are you, honey? Hello, hello. I'm gonna introduce the two babies that I have with me today. Let me put my questions down here for a minute. All right. I have first dressed in her beautiful holiday outfit is the Tink Sculpt by Bonnie Brown, and I just love her. Oh, good. Yeah, it's not too bad here today. It's gonna storm for sure. And then I also have my favorite, and I couldn't find her white Christmas top that goes with this outfit, so I just left her in her onesie, but she still looks Christmassy to me, and she has on her little Santa booties, and this is the Twin Bead by Bonnie Brown. And when I first started, these are a couple of my firsts, and I'm into Bonnie Brown big time, so I brought these two on to do this tag questions with me. And so I'm going to lay her right next, and her name is Giselle Teach, and this is Miss Amelia. And I will say her name again. She has a beautiful, unique name, Giselle Teach. And this is little Miss Amelia. And she had her little Santa hat on. I love this Santa hat on her. But she has a little bit of a big head for this hat, I'll tell you. Yeah, her head's just a little big. There we go. Now you can see her in her cute little Santa hat. Oh, I love her so much. She just means the world to me. I love this baby. I could just squeeze her up. Let's take your passy, okay? There you go. And the little Christmas angel behind them. Thank you, Dee. And I do have some Christmas music playing in the background. I thought that would be fun. But I did turn it down just a bit so you all can hear me. I wiggled my camera. Sorry about that. Hi, Erica. How are you? Been praying for your husband every day. I hope everything's going good. Thinking of you often. We say a lot of prayers for everyone. Deidre's husband, Gigi Mamel's husband, little Hannah's husband, and you guys along with your husbands. We pray for everyone. All right, here we go. This is a Merry Christmas in July tag that I got from at Cuddles by Christina. I ran across her video. I loved it. I loved her. I could not stop watching it. And I loved her answers, and she got it from Dolls in the Cradle. So they are both in the description down below. So I am going to do it. And the first question is, when do you open presents? Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? I'll tell you what. When I was growing up, and this gives you an idea on part of me, where I came from, and how we did things growing up to now. So it's pretty interesting. I love these questions. When I was young at home growing up, we opened our presents Christmas Day, always. Santa came. We were a wide range of children, from older to middle to younger. So we opened presents on Christmas Day because Santa came. So that was the rule for the older kids. Then, when I grew up and had my own children, I started a new tradition for my family. We would all open one gift from Mommy and Daddy on Christmas Eve and open the rest from Santa Claus on Christmas Day. So that was the tradition I started, and my daughter keeps on with that tradition today with the wee ones. She will let them open one from Mommy and Daddy on Christmas Eve, and Santa brings the rest Christmas Day. Yes, little Ohana said Christmas Day also, yes. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I feel all the prep, from September to December, getting ready for Christmas, all the, just the excitement of Santa coming and all that. And you just don't want to ruin that by opening it on Christmas Eve. So, yeah. And Dee says, but with my kids, they were allowed to open. Oh, yep. One on Christmas Eve, too. Yep. LOL. And her daughter does it. Dee's daughter does it. See, my daughter keeps my tradition, which makes me so happy because I started that after I got older and had kids. I loved it. All right, let's go on to question number 2. What's in your stocking? What's in your stocking? Oh, now this is a good one. Growing up, that's the first thing us kids went for, was our stocking, because as from young to older, as we got into our teens, there would always be something fun in that stocking, from candy canes to chocolates to eye makeup. Now, I was big into Barbies when I was young, so in my preteen and teen, I kept my Barbies clear on until I was 13, 14. Yep, Dee got sweets too. Yep. And see, that's the thing. So, but as I got into going into teens, that mid-years, 10, 11, 12, there would always be Barbie outfits. I would just bing right to that stocking because I knew there was going to be all kinds of Barbie outfits. Even back as a kid, I remember looking at the outfits. It was always about the outfits with the Barbies. If I didn't like the outfit, I didn't want the Barbies. So then, as I got older and married and had kids, there would be things I needed in my stocking. And now with my sweetheart, as you all know, we're getting married in November. I'm pretty excited, getting ready for all the hubbub for that. But my stocking from him is so much stuff. I love the gift cards so that I can go and get crafts, fairies, whatever I want. He makes sure those are in there. He puts sweets in there. He gives me my fingernail. You guys know how big I am on my fingernails, so he makes sure I have plenty of nail files and everything in there that has to do with nails. Hello, positive. Hello, hello. Little Hannah said, oh, thank you, congratulations. Let's welcome Positive Crash Outs Vlogs. Thank you for joining us today. Yeah, so I love my stocking today just as much as I did as a kid. All right, let's get into number 3. Question number 3. Is there a doll from Santa? Of course, you know it. I'm a doll collector. Even from a young age, it was all, now my sister, she was a tomboy. We were the closest in age. We were the down from the older kids. She was a tomboy. I was the one into dolls. So you better believe. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me. Well, you're welcome. There would always be a doll from Santa. And I mean, even in my teenage years, my young adult years, my mother would come to me and say, okay, do you want doll clothes or another doll? Well, hey, you gotta have doll clothes. And I would always say, well, how about it one doll and a set of doll clothes? And so that was what she did. And then today, as an adult now, my sweetheart has bought me several of my beautiful Reborns for Christmas. What a good man. He supports my doll collection, even though hi Deidre, Positive said, even though he has to live with all these dolls, from Barbie dolls to LOL dolls to baby dolls. He's a good man, y'all. He loves it, and he supports me. He 100%. In fact, I knew the first time he bought me a Reborn, he was going to support my Reborn collection as well as my doll collection. Because I got into these Reborns in about 2017. And so he got me my Tink Sculpt here. She was from my sweetheart for Christmas, and Miss Amelia was my Christmas present. So these both, that's probably why I chose them today, I betcha. Not knowing it, but remembering, you know, how the questions stick in the back of your mind. So it's probably why I chose these two. Thank you, Erica. Okay, let's move on. Question number 4. Did you ever sit on Santa's lap with your wish list? Okay, y'all. Yes, I did, as a child. You all know I'm a writer and an author, so I have been writing fantasy for a long time. But as a kid, I believed it 100%. And I always made sure on my list there was something for my mommy and my daddy. Every time, something for mommy and something for daddy. That's the way it had to be. And I don't know, it was just me, I guess. I don't know, but my parents thought it was cute that I would tell him, okay, I want this and this, but you have to bring this for mommy and this for daddy. And it was cute. Now, in my early 20s, maybe it'll give you some insight into my personality, I don't know. But my friends and I were out at the mall shopping, and me loving the fantasy the way I do and writing fantasy, I'm like, hey guys, there's Santa Claus. Let's write a wish list and go talk to him. And they're all like, I'm too grown. No, no. I said, come on, have some fun. So, yes, in my early 20s, my friends and I, we did sit on Santa's lap and we had a short, very short wish list for Christmas. And it was a lot of fun. And I have the picture memories. I love it. I love it. I love it. Um, Good memories. Good memory. Oh, Dee said her daughter did that. Oh, good. See, I'm not the only one. Gotta talk to Santa Claus. All right. Number 5. Have you ever had a white Christmas? Oh my goodness, yes. We grew up in Ohio, so of course we had a white Christmas. Loved it, loved it. And I used to feel bad for, I was in Girl Scouts when I was younger. And we would go to camp every summer. My mom made sure to send my sister and I to camp. And we would meet people from all over, all over. And I would feel bad for the girls that said they didn't know what snow was from Santa, you know. And kids had the question, um, you know, how does Santa get here if we don't have any snow? Look how beautiful she is, you guys. She's just so beautiful. And I remember having that empathy as a child, like, oh, I wished you could have snow. Yes, Erica, little Hannah. No, I live in Florida. That's right. I had some girlfriends from Florida in Girl Scout camp, and I felt bad for them. I truly did. And then as an adult, you betcha, I have always lived where there is snow, except for many years I did live in Arizona, and we didn't have snow there. If you wanted snow in Arizona, you had to go up in the mountains. So we did that a couple times. We did. We went up in the mountains so we could have the snow. But yeah, I love the snow. I know a lot of people don't like the cold. They don't like the snow, but I do. I really do. Dee said she had lots of them. Yes. I love the snow. I love the winter. I love curling up by the fireplace, reading a good book. I just love all that. All right, let's move on. Number 6. Have you ever been caroling? Oh, yes, yes, yes. How many of you been caroling? As a child, I went with the Girl Scout troop. We went caroling. It was so much fun. And I think Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts were a way for kids to learn social skills, to learn empathy, to learn skills to help them in life. I would just love to see more kids do Girl Scouts and do that kind of thing to help them with survival skills. I mean, many, like when I got 10, 11, and 12, we did a lot of survival skills in Girl Scouts. It was really fun. And so we would go caroling. And then as an adult, my friends and I would get together around Christmas and we would go caroling. And at the end of caroling, the other friends would have hot chocolate set up and donuts and that kind of thing. And then it became social hour. Erica says, I would love to see. Oh, she wants to see the snow. Yeah, you miss it. If you see it, you miss it. All right, number 7. Do you drive around looking at Christmas lights? Yes. That was a tradition that my parents did every year. And now here's the difference of the times. When I was a kid, every year, like clockwork, Dad would pile us all in the wagon. We would go look at and there was house after house after house. Big displays, little displays, but there was streets of displays. And it was something, it was a bonding time between my parents and us children. And he would buy us a burger at McDonald's, and that was our treat because there were 8 of us. And he'd buy us a burger, we'd pile back in the car and spend the evening looking at Ida. Hello. Good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. I've never seen them. Oh, wow, Dee's never seen the lights. Well, now, I was talking about when I was a child. Ida, very, very welcome. Thank you. We are doing a Merry Christmas in July tag, and I'm answering some questions that I got from at Cuddles by Christina. So, then as we got into our teen years, little different. It was different. We still went, but it wasn't all of us kids. My older brothers were way older than me. They were off in the army. My sister was in her later teens, like 17, 18. She didn't want to go. So it would just be us younger kids. And it was still bonding with mom and dad. But it wasn't the same as when all of us. Just saw you on and wanted to say hello and oh, thank you. You are so sweet. Thank you for doing that. So, now that I'm an adult, I'm going to take it to me now. I followed that tradition with my own kids, and there was still lights, but not like it was when I was a child. And now that my grandkids are 3, 4, 5, and I want to take them to see the lights, not as many. I don't know if people don't want to bother, or, I mean, you drive around, and so what I ended up having to do is my sweetheart and I would take them to these big places that set up all the lights, and you pay money because you're sponsoring the kids center, or places like that is where I have to take my kids, grandkids, because yeah, it is very expensive for some folks. I agree. But it's such a fun tradition. That's right, little Ohana. So true. It's a fun tradition. We only have them here recently, but my daughter would never take. Aw, you need to tell her you gotta do it at least once. She'll take you. Yeah, so we take our grandkids to places like that because people are not decorating their houses like they did when my kids were young, or when I was a kid. So things have changed. Yes, that's the times. All right, number 8. What sweets do you enjoy at Christmas? Oh, and I'll tell you, Christmas time is the only time I divulge in sweets. We don't eat cake during the year. We don't eat a lot. I do eat Reese cups. That I will. I'm a Reese cup fanatic. So I will eat some Reese cups during the year, but no cakes, no cookies, none of that stuff during the year. Kim might take me this. Oh, good. Then you can actually say that you had one time you got to go see the lights. And I just said, yes, it is. And we are a society of, yes, that is so true. And I think that's why I love watching the computer animations. Don't get me wrong. I love a lot of those. But that's back to what Ida said. it's a generation of computers. So they do the lights, but they're singing and they're like have a little show, and they're hooked to computers. So yes, but it's fun. Tom, I knew you were going to say that, Dee. I remembered one of your videos. I knew you were going to say tom-toms. I knew it. Is it tam-tams or tom-toms? It's one or the other. I know that. And I knew you were going to say that. And little Ohana says everything. Yeah. At Christmas time, it is everything for me. But when I was a kid, and believe me, I miss them terrible, you guys. I miss them so bad. When I was a little girl, my grandmother made these little, they were about this big, and they were these little pinwheel things. They look like little spiral things, and she would fill them with chocolate or vanilla or cream. They had all kinds of flavors. And oh my gosh, I could not wait to get to Grandma's house so I can get a hold of those. And she would give us this big old tin of them every year to take back home. We got to eat as many as we wanted at Grandma's house, but we still got to bring home that great big tin. And I think she called them, I don't want to say pinwheels, but maybe they were back then. But they just looked like little rolled dough with cream filling inside. Oh, and Ida says chocolate. Yes, chocolate is thumbs up to chocolate. You gotta have your chocolate. But I never learned to make them. That is one thing my mom did not learn. She didn't want to learn because it is a lot of work. Grandma used to tell us it was a lot of work. And so my mom didn't want to make them, so therefore I had no one. Thank you, Erica. Love your nails. Thank you. So because mom didn't learn, daughter doesn't learn. And I think about them even to this day, believe it or not. I think of those pinwheels my grandma made. And I would love to find a recipe, or maybe if someone hears this video, they'll know what I'm talking about. They'll be able to send me a recipe. I hope everyone has a great day. I need to run. Love y'all. Okay, honey. See you on the She Shop. Have a good one. If someone knows that recipe, I'd love to have it. I really would. All right, I have my last question, you guys. The very last question. Oh, you didn't have grandmothers. You know, I had 3 grandmas. My grandma and grandpa got divorced, and they each married a different partner. And so I had my step grandma, my real grandma, my daddy's grandma. So I had probably more grandmas than most kids. But they weren't, not all my grandmas were like this one. So sometimes I would say it's better to have none than to have a mean one. That's for sure. I knew when I grew up, I swore I'd never be a mean grandma to my grandkids. They would love their grandma. She would be a good grandma, a happy grandma. And that is exactly what happens. Yes. My mother had me up. Oh, wow. She had you late in life. Her mom died when she was, I had 2 grandmothers. Yeah, so I can understand that, Dee, if that's, yeah, she had you late in life, and that means, see, if she was in her 40s when she had you, your grandparents were probably in their 60s or 70s by then. So by the time you were 10, they would have been 80, going up into their 80s, 90s. So that makes sense. Yep. Okay. Number 9. This is the last one, y'all. And I hope I hear from you guys too, because I'd like to know. When does your tree get taken down? When does your tree get taken down? Well, hello, Giselle. Come here, baby girl. I tell you what, I just love this sculpt here. She was made by Raiders Reborns. And look at her hair. She did an excellent job on her hair, her painting, her eyelashes. Very, very reddish blonde. That's the color of hair I wanted. Um, Her fingernail, everything about her was done so beautifully. And I am just in love with this little girl, Giselle. One of my favorites. But I didn't miss it until I became a grandmother, and oh, that's right. That's right. Now, my grandmas died when I was young, so we had them for a short while. I remember my grandma Stevens. She was a pistol whip. She would be in there baking cookies, you know, doing the grandma thing. And my daddy would say, don't give them cookie dough. Mom, I said don't give them cookie dough. The minute my dad would walk in the other room, she'd sneak us the cookie dough. She was a pistol. And then we would ask Dad for maybe some money to go somewhere or buy some candy, and he'd say, no, you don't need any candy. And good old grandma, she'd sneak us in her room. Come here, come here. And she'd say, you go get yourself some candy. Because back when I was young, they still had the penny store. Yeah, they still had the penny store where we lived. And I would go up there and she'd give me about 25 cents and I would have a ball with all that candy. Little Hannah said she said, oh, thank you. She is cute. I just love her. So, when does the tree come down? When I was a child, it came down the day after Christmas. That was my mom and dad's thing, and that was their tradition, their rule, and everybody abided by it. When I had my own home, my own family, you know me, that's my favorite time of the year. So, I didn't want my kids to have to take down the tree right after Christmas because I know how it made me feel. Even though we abided by our parents' rules, let's get the tree down, everybody. We all had to pitch in. We put away the ornaments. I didn't want my kids to feel like I felt because I didn't like it. I didn't like that. I wanted to still enjoy the tree and keep the presents under there for a couple days. And so I started my own tradition on that, and the tree stayed up for a week after Christmas. And it still does to this day. So I do not take my tree down until a week after Christmas because we leave all the gifts under there and we enjoy the tree and we squeeze out that last week of enjoying that beautiful tree and all the lights and all the decorations and all that stuff. Deidre said used to take it down on the 6th of January. So that about like me then. Now it's Boxing Day. Oh, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I hope Erica will tell us when she takes her tree down. Because I would like to know. And if you didn't make this live, answer that question in the comments. When do you take your tree down? But I love it. I just try to squeeze every little bit out of that tree that I possibly can. Usually in January we would say, yep, see, she's a later too. Well, because, I mean, I love Christmas. Come on, who doesn't love Christmas? And you know, there is a good thing you could teach your kids or your grandkids, you know. Not everybody has a lot of money. So what we do with the young'uns is even from when my kids were young, and now we teach the grandkids. I would go through their toys from the time they saw Santa Claus. We would go through their toys and we would pick out the ones that were still in mint condition, not the broken toys, not the toys you wrote on or messed up, but we went through all the toys and we bagged them, cleaned them, and wrapped them. And we would give them to the less fortunate kids. And so that is what my granddaughters are doing now. They'll go through their toys. And when we first started teaching them, of course, no, Granny, no. I want my toys. And I said, how would you feel if you didn't have any money and you didn't have a grandma who had money and you couldn't get any presents? And she said, she said, well, Santa will bring them to me. How do you beat that, you guys? How do you beat that? So here's what I told her. And I had no other recourse because only my granddaughter would come up with that. And I said, well, that's fine, but you know Santa keeps a list. Naughty, nice. And if he sees you're being selfish, how many presents do you think he's going to leave you? And she was Johnny on the spot in that toy box. Okay, Granny, let's give these to all the kids. And I said, that's right, we'll give them to all the kids. And so that was cute. But I never even thought about that growing up, about, well, I don't want to give, I'll just wait for Santa, you know. I mean, these kids of today, where did they get their mindset? We had a thing in our chapel where we took them every year and they would put bags of stuff for the poor. Oh, that's so sweet. I like that too. I like that. It's different when you don't have kids, but I was always first in my street to put the yeah, I gotta get my tree up. I don't want to take it down. It's terrible. It's just terrible. But yeah, it's just a good idea to teach your children from a very young age to share their good toys, not their broken up toys, not their hairless dolls if they pulled their hair out, you know, the good ones. We had a lot to give last year. Now, the first year the kids moved here, I went kind of crazy for Christmas. I did, I'll admit that. They had more toys than they knew what to do with. So we gave away some very good toys last year. Very good toys, because they were going to get a whole new set of toys. So, but I'm not going to go that crazy. I just was happy they were living here now, and I get to see them as often as I want or not. I mean, it's just nice to have them here. Lo, that's what's funny what you said to your... well, I'm glad, because I don't know, some people might get mad at me, but who would have thunk? I mean, that's okay, Grandma. I'll just wait for Santa to bring them. Oh, so I had to tell her that Santa keeps a naughty and nice list. Yeah, because selfishness is a naughty. We don't want to be selfish. We want to teach our children to share and love their brother and love their sister, and not be selfish. That's the last thing we want of our kids. Hello, Paula. How are you? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We did a Christmas in July tag that I got from Cuddles by Christina, who got it from Dolls in the Cradle. And it is so much fun. I had to do it. I had to do this tag because I love the questions, number one, and it's a good way for people to get to know you. Like how you were as a kid, what made you who you are today, or how you do Christmas today. it just was a fun tag. I loved it and I enjoyed it. So if you missed the questions, go back and listen to it because they're fun. And then you can see everyone's answers to they answered, the visitors and my friends in here, they answered also. And so you can read their answers also. That is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But yeah, just teach your kids to be grateful and to share and not be selfish, and it'll all work itself out when you want to give to the poor. It's just something good that people need today's world. They truly need it. I really enjoyed it. You sound like you yeah. Oh, I'll tell you, I remember when we were growing up, we lived in a farmhouse. Like I said, there was 8 of us. And, well, really, it was a mixed marriage, so there was 14 of us. But 8 of us only lived in that house, and the others lived in the other house. But, hello, Ashley. Good morning. You'll have to listen back on all the questions, honey. But, I remember Christmas morning, we lived in an old farmhouse, and we had the upper level, and then you go down to the second level, and then downstairs, you go down this other set of stairs, and you'd be down in the living room. We sounded like a herd of elephants on Christmas morning. You got 8 kids. And you start up here at the stairs, boom, 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 boom. Mom would say, "Goodness gracious, y'all sound like a herd of elephants." Oh, I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh. I just memories, you know. Yes, we do, Erica. We need more kindness in the world, yes. And that's what I want to teach my grandkids, so they will grow up and teach their kids. There was 10 of us. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I missed that too, Dee. It was, oh, I'll tell you, and I know I shared this in another live like many moons ago, but we would wake up, of course, all of us would be running down the stairs like a herd of elephants and hit that living room. And the minute we hit that living room, y'all, the presents, okay, our living room was huge. And in the corner of the living room, way over there, stood the tree. And the presents would be clear up to the stairwell. When we ran in the living room, we had to wait around the presents. There was so many. But you figure 8 kids times maybe 5 presents each. That's a lot of gifts to wrap and a lot of gifts under the tree. So if we got more than that, if we got 9 or 10 gifts, plus our stockings, that living room was full. It was, I'll never forget the year I got my bike though. My bicycle, I saw that, the first thing with the little pink things on it, and I knew that was mine. I just knew Santa brought that for me. I was 5 years old, and I knew he brought that for me, and I was so excited. And my mom's like, "Calm down. Yes, it says for you. But you can't ride it in the snow. So calm down. You can look at it after we open all the presents." So that settled me down. I was always first up when my kids were at home, sitting there with the camera. Oh, I did the same thing. You bet. My kids never had to wake me up. Never had to wake me up. I was always up, waiting I wanted to get a picture of the look on their faces. That meant more to me than sleeping. So yeah, I was definitely up before my kids. Johnny on the spot, and I would be cooking bacon or pancakes, because kids, they're always hungry when they wake up. I mean, yeah, they want to open gifts from Santa, but they also want to eat. So I would be in the kitchen cooking and getting things ready, and had the little bacon on a plate, and then I would stack the pancakes, because when kids are young, you can give them pancakes without the syrup and butter, and they'll eat them, especially if you put chocolate chips in them, bananas in them, strawberries. They don't need butter and syrup if you have the good stuff in there. So I would put big, thick slices of banana, slices of strawberry, blueberries, good things for kids. And they would open their gifts and munch on the bacon and munch on the pancakes and drink their milk, and they were happy little kiddos. So, oh, that's sweet. Thank you, Erica. Yeah, so that's what I would do. Yeah, doesn't that sound good? I still make them that way to this day. My sweetheart does too. He likes putting bananas in them. I love strawberries. I love the blueberries. I love banana chunks. They're so good. Just dropping in to say hi. Get ready for work. Going live on Facebook. Oh, you're going live on Facebook. What time? Ashley, what time are you going live? I'll hop on over there. You bet. Just let me know and I'll check it out. Are you selling on live? Is that what you're doing? Yeah, she didn't answer me yet. Oh, I hope. I'll have to just go over there. All right, guys, I'm going to let this song play. And I want to thank everyone for coming in. We had a ball answering these questions. And if you want to do this Christmas in July tag, I would love to see your video. It was so much fun, and I want to thank you all for being here.
Christmas, just like 1, 2, 3. We know the time is short. We blink and then it's gone. So we better make the most of what we've got. So take your neighbor by the hand and join the dance parade before the clock strikes and it's all too late.
Okay, thank you, Ashley. I'll be over. You too, Erica. You have a great, great weekend.
To give